lovelies, Cuckoo here, and happy Mario Day! It is March 10th, at least it should be when I upload this. Today's prompt for the March Disneybound challenge is Nintendo. I should have gone with something Mario themed to fit the day, but I did not because The Legend of Zelda is my favorite Zelda series, so that's what we're focusing on. Today I am doing Saria from Ocarina of Time. Now most of the Zelda fandom calls her Saria, I think even Miyamoto calls her Saria, and I'm like, you know what, I changed my pronunciation of Ocarina to the proper Ocarina, but I'm not changing Saria. Her name is Saria. Fight me. I've been playing this game since I was like 4 years old. And that's just the pronunciation that I've always said, so I'm not changing it now. I'm really excited to be doing a Nintendobound. Nintendobounding isn't actually a thing. They basically, if you're doing a non-Disney character, they call it rule-breaking Disney bounding or something like that. But I think Nintendobounding should be a thing. I'm kind of thinking that next month I might focus on some Nintendo characters, you know, break away from Disney bounding for a little bit and then I can come back to it. I already did like My Little Pony characters and I'm just a huge Nintendo fan. Obviously, I'm kind of a gamer, hence this channel's existence. I absolutely adore Saria. She is one of my all-time favorite characters. She is so sweet and so cute. I love her green boots. I didn't have really good green boots. I'm actually a little disappointed by how this look came out overall. Like, I think it's a good bound. It does evoke the essence of Saria, but she's just so cute, and my look is not as cute as she is. And I want, like, a high green boots so bad. I have my whole life, since I played Ocarina of Time as a 4-year-old, and I fell in love with Saria's style. I have wanted high green boots, and her little green jumper, and she's just so cute. And she's so sweet. She takes such good care of Link. You know, I think a lot of people perceive Saria and Link's relationship as, like, she has a crush on him, but then he, you know, ages and he leaves. And it's sad. The scene where he leaves is like the most awkward thing ever because she's all like emotional and Link literally runs away like the social awkward dork that he is. I love Link so much. Another bound I really should do. But a lot of people perceive that as her like being in love with him. But I saw this fan-made movie that was made with a lot of love, and one of the things they did was show Saria and Link's relationship like she was his mother. And I love that so much. We know that Link came to Kikiri Forest as a baby, and that the Deku Tree is his guardian. And I love the Deku Tree, but I really can't see how he could accomplish the, like, technical aspects of raising a child, like feeding it and teaching it to walk, and like, it just seems like things that would be hard for a tree to do. But Saria was probably there. She's probably the one who raised Link from a baby, and that's why they have such a close bond. And I started thinking about this last night as I was thinking about doing this bound, and I just became really intrigued by like how Kikiri memories work, because I feel like everyone believes that Link is a Kikiri. I feel like I kind of spoiled the beginning of Ocarina of Time just by telling you that he's not. Like, they all believe he's one of them and that if he leaves the forest he'll die, even though he came from outside the forest. So I kind of have this theory that Kikiris don't really remember things, like, because they're timeless and because they live an eternity as children, they just don't see time the same way we do. And so Saria has this really close bond with Link, but maybe doesn't like firmly remember the fact that she raised him from an infant. And I don't know, I just think that'd be really interesting. And I like started thinking about writing Ocarina of Time fanfic last night because I got so fascinated by this concept. I don't actually write fanfic. I support fanfic, especially fanfic writers. I think it's a great form of creativity. I just have so many original stories I want to write that writing fanfic is hard to me, so I've never really done it. I did write a short story from Luigi's point of view for a class once, and the teacher was like, well, maybe next time try writing about like real characters. And I'm like, why is Luigi less real than anybody else? I was very angry. It was a cool story. Luigi joined Ganondorf and like tried to take over the world because he was sick of being second to Mario, and he fell in love with Plum from Mario Tennis. It was very cute and it was a good story, and my teacher didn't like it, but I didn't like her, so it's fine. Anyway, I think I was just saying that I see Saria and Link's relationship as a more maternal one, and I just find it really sweet and really interesting, and I really want to play Ocarina of Time again. I'm like halfway through replaying Breath of the Wild, so I'm gonna focus on that. But I think as soon as I finish Breath of the Wild, I'm gonna play Ocarina of Time again, because it's been a few years, and I just love it so much. It's such a beautiful game. It is tied for my second favorite Zelda game. I love Ocarina of Time, partly just for the nostalgia, partly because it is the game that got me into gaming, and partly because it is flawless. Like, how long has it been since it came out? 20 years? More than 20 years? And it still just holds together so well as a game. Like, you don't even need to go to the remastered version. The original game holds up so well. But then I really love Twilight Princess's story. Like, I love the story of Ocarina of Time, but it's a very simple rescue the princess, save the day story. Not that, I mean, Zelda holds her own for most of the story, and Zelda's amazing, and I love her so much. But, you know, it's a pretty simple, basic, straightforward story, and Twilight Princess is a little darker, a little more complex. I love the Zelda in that. She's very self-sacrificing and amazing, and I just love her. But Majora's Mask is my favorite Zelda game of all time because it has the dark story, the great mechanics from Ocarina of Time, new great mechanics like being a Zora and being a Deku. I could go on about why I loved Majora's Mask for like a million years. But Ocarina of Time holds a special place in my heart because it was my introduction to that kind of gaming, to the adventure genre. I was tiny. Ocarina of Time taught me how to read because my parents wouldn't read me every single line of dialogue that every single NPC said, and it drove me crazy. So I learned to read so that I knew what people were saying in Ocarina of Time. I like Navi too. There are things about my love of Ocarina of Time that definitely stem from the fact that I played it as a very small child. And part of that is just how real the world is and how real the people are. And I love Saria so much. I had a lot of fun doing this look. Again, I tried to make her cute and she came out like this. Hopefully you guys like her, but we're about done with this look. So that is it for the March Disneybound Challenge Day 10 prompt Nintendo. I had so much fun doing this. I'm really excited to do some more Nintendobounds in future. Let me know what you thought. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next episode. Bye!